Hello all, welcome to our channel GRK Accounting. Rules of debit and credit. As we all discussed in earlier classes, that accounting equation means assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Capital can also be called as owner's equity. Now if we further divide owner's equity, it consists of capital from which we deduct drawings. Drawing means which are withdrawn from the business for personal use. And we will be adding revenue which the business is generating, and we will subtract expenses. As owner is only the person who is bringing the capital into the business, he is responsible for what all the expenses in business incurs and what all the profits the business generates, right? So that's the reason we include all this. Now if we rewrite the accounting equation, it will be assets is equal to liabilities plus capital minus drawings minus expenses plus revenue. Now if we take all plus on one side and all minus on other side, then it will be assets plus drawings plus expenses is equal to liabilities plus capital plus revenue. In earlier classes we have learned that debit will be on left hand side and credit will be on right hand side. For the above equation, if we apply this rule, debits will be assets, drawings, expenses. Credits will be liabilities, capital and revenue. I think now everyone is clear. We can remember this with a mnemonic code. The mnemonic code will be a dealer. If we divide DEA one side and LER on one side, we will understand this equation very easily. Like D means drawings or dividend, E means expenses, A means assets, which will be on debit side. Others on credit side, which is liabilities, equity and revenue. Now we will go through the rules of debits and credits. Now first one will be assets. Assets will always be having debit balance as we discussed in the top right. So assets will always carry debit balance. If there is increase in asset, like if you have purchased new plant and machinery, so we will debit. If there is decrease in asset, like if you sell that asset, it will minus, right? It will reduce, so we will credit. Now drawings also. Drawings will always be having debit balance. If we increase our drawing, it will debit. Like if you withdraw money from the business, it will debit. If you don't withdraw and if you repay, it will be crediting because you are repaying, right? Same goes with expenses. If we incur the expenses, it will be debit. If we keep on incurring the expense, it will be debiting. Once if you have taken some amount and if you repay it, then it will credit. Now we discuss about capital. Capital will always be having credit balance. If you increase the capital, business has a liability to pay the capital back to the owner. So if you increase the capital, it will be crediting. If you repay the capital, like partial amount is repaid. If you brought 1000 rupees and 500 has been repaid, so we will debit because your liability is going to decrease. Now liabilities will be having credit balance. If you keep on bringing money from outsiders, it will increase, like we will be crediting it. If you repay it, we will be debiting it. Now we discuss about revenue. Revenue means income. As per our dealer concept, revenue will be always having credit balance. If we generate profits, if we generate revenue, it will be increasing, like we will be crediting. If there is any loss, it will be debit. So I hope everyone is clear with the rules of debit and credit.